en route to their first ever Masters win to start this 2019 campaign in Doha. And West Melbourne starts off with a miss. Miezis couldn't find his touch from long range. Lasmani, not money, on the shot. And a foul on Alfred, who doubles as a butler. You'd think he'd be minding his manners defensively. Clean it up, Alfred. Here we go. Pull up. Oh, nice splash ball. Crawford. Miezis trying to find a hole in the D. He kicks it over to Chavars. Chavars leaves it short. Better get to the corner. The safety is off, and he ain't scared to shoot. Crawford, he misses that one. And now West Melbourne has a foul. Encouraging to see the growth of 3x3 in Australia. I mean, it's catching on like wildfire globally now with the Olympics approaching. Lasmanis approaching the rim, calm, cool, collected as he knocks it down. One apiece. Now Lasmanis, defense. He's got the matchup he wants on the outside, but not the type of possession that Riga Ghetto wanted. They were hoping that amounted to a score, but instead, offensive foul. Chavars taking the cookies, though. Miezis, cross, tries to drop it down low. This Riga Ghetto team is stuck with their core four. A couple of years ago, when I remember very well when they first hit the scene, they beat Serbia with all four of their teams, four of their players that represent Novi Sad. They beat them in the semifinals of the Europe Cup, took gold. That's when everybody said, who in the hell is this Riga team? Well, they were Latvia there, but you know what I mean. And ever since then, they've been threatening the top dogs and have become a top dog themselves. They won 5 challengers last year and just couldn't manage to get over the hump winning a Masters. They lost in the Beijing World Tour final, of course, to Novi Sad. But they start 2019 with that win that they had been desiring for so long. Now they're looking to double up. That one off of Lasmanis' big toe. And over to West Melbourne. Ball out, Tim Keating starts the possession. The pull-up is short. And then Lucas Walker scrapping down low. He's able to get the rebound. Riga's got 4 fouls now. That's not good. 2 minutes into this game. Walker lost the rock. Miezis, 2 tippy toes inside the lines. And he wets him up from the corner. Miezis, an interesting dude, man. Talented player. The rest of his family members are deaf. So he had to learn sign language. But obviously communicates well with them and communicates with his teammates on the court. Somebody should have communicated that you got a shooter in number 4. Peter Crawford, wet, 6'4". Chavars to Krumins, back to Lasmanis from the logo. He came through dripping. 6'6". Walker, no. Lasmani. Krumins, true. 2-piece. Oh! Hand up, so what? He put that between Krumins' windows of his soul. Now Lasmanis with the one-handed punch. As Riga leads 9-8, but not for long. The 2-ball is splashed from Keating to put West Melbourne out front, 10-9. Oh, now it's starting to get really hot. It's hot comb hot here in Chengdu as Riga's back in front after a 2-ball of their own from the wing. Lasmanis not straying away from the contact. He pulls the chair on Walker. Smart defensive decision. But we've seen a flurry of deadly shooting from both teams here in the last couple of possessions. This is a high percentage shot right here. Yummy. Lasmanis with 11 highlight plays this year. You can add that to his total. Good game. We had some good, with the exception of the opening game with Novi Sad and Chengdu. A couple of good games. Got 6.5 left in this one. Miezis turns the corner. Oh, he's quicker than takeout. Nice move. Skywalking on these haters. Splish. Bump in the bucket. Walker. He gets the score to the right. Chance to tie things up. So West Melbourne, so far, they've been game. And they've got Riga in foul trouble. Off the miss, the floater. High off the glass. 12 apiece. And the two-piece, too strong for Miezis. So if they didn't see Crawford on the scouting report, they're well aware of him now. Lasmanis, a little late on that pass. Tavares couldn't get the rock, tipped out of bounds, but they'll have 10 seconds left on the shot clock to work with. Miezis, they worked that to perfection. And Lasmanis going up like he stole fizzy lifting drinks. Lasmani steal and the deal. And Krumins gets the score. Pass underneath. Hard to stop that. Wilkes got the score. Lasmanis left all by his lonesome. He couldn't capitalize. Walker quickly out. Shoots the two, leaves it short. Krumins, he can shoot that, man. You can. He misses it, though. And then Krumins, who's battled with left knee injuries for the past couple of seasons. He is a trooper. And Miezis to the rack makes it a 15-13 game. Riga Ghetto in front by 2, under 5 minutes to play, but they have no more fouls to give. That's foul number 6. That puts them in a little bit of a pickle. With, again, just under 5 minutes to play. They can't be as aggressive as they normally would defensively. And West Melbourne not helping their cause. That's an offensive foul on them. Ball over to the guys in green. Alfred to Robin. Back to Alfred. Open. Closed. Walker going at Lasmanis. Lasmanis rocking a nice fade too, by the way. I see you, Lasmani. Trying to pass it down low to Tavares. He's claiming that he was grabbed, but not the case, at least according to our refs. Ref Edith, Ref Ed, doing a great job. Walker pulls up, does not connect. Truman, 17-13, it's answered right back. And that man got a torch, don't he, Crawford? On Miezis, double crossed him, dropped it off. It's wiped away, but that is goaltending. You can't do that. But it was still fun to look at, Cooper Wilkes. We appreciate that. Riga Ghetto leading by 3, 18-15. The pull-up two-piece. He just maced Miezis. To wash his eyes out with some water. 1-point game. Krumins driving, dropping it up. Tavares, he blew the crib. And he's disappointed in himself. He says, he checks himself out. He says, I need a personal timeout. That's not one he is typically going to miss, especially in a game this close. 18-17, you got to have that. 3:46 left. Look again at a couple of throwdowns from Las Manos. You're not going to find a whole lot of teams that run that back door better than they do. So a couple of teams that come to mind that pass it, as efficiently. Maybe Novi Sad. Team Piran out of Slovenia is another team that comes to mind. Amsterdam, who you see featured out here. They're pretty good on that back door, but I don't know. Nobody quite as good as Riga on that particular. There they go again. Right back to the bread and butter. That time, Las Manos couldn't control it, but it works out as Grumans on point like a harpoon. Las Manos down in Mieses, and that is your ball game. Walker showing a little frustration at the end of that one. He felt like West Melbourne had a chance, and they did. But I think this is where Riga really shows their growth and where they stand amongst the best teams in the world. 21-17. They pull away to get it done late. But I would keep a close eye on this Melbourne team. I really would. They look like they serious business. So it ends up being a 4-point loss in Group C play. Riga Ghetto continue to build off that momentum from that Doha Masters win, which, man, that was almost 2 months ago now. We got an early start to the World Tour this year. I should mention that it's a historic year on the World Tour, not only because you'll have 3 teams that qualify for or 3 countries qualify directly to the Tokyo Olympics in 2020, but because we got a record 12 stops on the tour this year. New stops in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, also Montreal. So as we enjoy the highlights from that one, a couple of mashes from Las Manos in a competitive game. We'll step away from the mic, or I will step away from the mic for about 5 minutes. That's before we get our next game underway. So we'll see our qualifying draw winners, Dnipro out of Ukraine. They'll be going up against the Orange Lions out of Amsterdam. It's coming up in about 5 minutes. So.